Welcome to the first CALMAT Distinguished Speaker Series. Dr. Mollering will enlighten us with the behavioral analytical tactics that many online-based businesses use in order to predict what the customers want. This program is brought to you by the California University of Management and Technology.
The next slides will then talk about more sophisticated models really in the area of predictive analytics. And this is an example from Yahoo, and they actually won an innovation award at one of the conferences for it. What they did is they developed a model to select the stories that they put in those four slots. And the goal was to find the most engaging headlines. You have certain constraints. I mean, you don't want Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie in all four. And so you want a variety of categories displayed there. You want a certain freshness, which is easy because you know when the article was written. You want a certain relevance. Relevance could mean something like, when I opened Yahoo, and actually I'm not a frequent Yahoo user, I got some news on San Francisco. So you don't want to show me something about a car accident in a small village in eastern Turkey. It's not relevant. So, but that's all something you can rather easily figure out, that those constraints are met. The question is, how do you measure satisfaction, engagement? And yeah, they used as a proxy, they used again the click-through rate. So that's what they had. And it was really a very challenging project because it was, the data is, those are the click-through rates. So you have a dependence on the time of the day. They actually figured they also have a dependence on the day of the week. It's decreasing rapidly. And the lifespan is very short. So you have to be in a position to make a decision with very little amount of data after a very short period of time. And so the first idea, in a way, which is kind of what probably everyone would do, was, okay, we use historic information about the user and what he's interested in, how the click rates were in a similar category, and just put in a lot of attributes like what are the names of the people showing up in the article, and just try to predict from there. And actually, it didn't work at all. And they then went down to something that's really pure statistics. And what they use is a dynamic linear model, and it is pretty much a standard statistical time series modeling technique. They adapted it a little bit to explicitly model this decay, this rapid decrease in click-through rates, and they had like time of day, day of week, additional information in that. And that's how their states evolve from one period to the other. So you start with some initial data, and that's already the first challenge. You have to initialize it in a way that it converges fast, in this case particular. And yeah, then you just observe for certain periods, and then you can make some predictions. And also here it's always from one period to the other, but the formulas then extend to multi-period predictions. One thing that's also interesting about this is they actually, you can regard this as stochastic processes. So they have a process for both parts of the quotient. And that's what they actually measure. And in fact, this click-through rate would be a third stochastic process. So it's something that worked. It's not actually obvious that this converges like if you do measure this and predict this and this separately, that converges to the same as if you look at this.
So essentially when I see anything on Yahoo, there's a lot of math behind it.
There's a lot of math behind it, really. And it's, I mean, they've extended it even further. So, because they have articles where they have no idea, I mean, it's a completely new story, just some really breaking news. They do some exploit just to initialize their program and to decide quickly. Multi-arm bandits would be the buzzword for that technology that they use there. Then they have those dependencies between the different spots that they somehow have to take into account, and they wanted to personalize it even further. So it is a massive project in a way, but it worked. And they were really successful. This is another example, that's Pandora. I mean, they started off as a music genome project, and just the pure data collection was an enormous task. I mean, in the beginning they had 50 musicians, or musical analysts, I think they call them. For each song, they write down on a scale from 1 to 5 for 400 attributes where they're listed, and each song takes about 20 to 30 minutes. So just to get the data, and then you still have to find a model that actually works. They use, in their patent, they use something very simple. So they have like a simple clustering with a Euclidean distance, and it's not very, but probably nowadays they have gone all the way. I mean, but it's known as collaborative filtering, and that's like, collaborative filtering applies already then when you have like users giving opinions. And you have like items, and you have users, and you have certain information, like a kind of matrix where you have information about items that they like or how much they like them, and then you have blank spots. And the idea is that you somehow have to figure out what to put in the blank spots.